Well, I don't think there's a single most influential genocide. I think that there's certainly three huge genocides that come to mind, although there's certainly been more genocides than three, but three huge genocides. The first would be the extermination and the wiping out of the indigenous population of the Americas. With the various waves of conquest, Spanish, Portuguese, and of course British. The population of the Americas prior to European colonization was estimated to be about 100 million, and over the next several hundred years it was reduced by more than 90%. In our part of the Americas, North America, in what today is the United States, it's estimated that there were 12 to 15 million Native Americans, indigenous peoples throughout North America, and that according to the U.S. government census, by the late 1800s, had been reduced to 250,000 people. It's too convenient, and it's historically false to say that that was all just due to accidental disease. It was a process of land extermination, land theft, inflicting conditions in which people would be more vulnerable to disease, and in some cases deliberately spreading disease, along with, of course, disease being spread without intent. The second would be the genocide through the transatlantic slave trade and the depopulation of Africa. According to some scholarship, more than 50 million people were depopulated from Africa. That genocide through the transatlantic slave trade and then the subsequent colonization of Africa set the stage for the ongoing mass suffering in Africa through underdevelopment, through conquest and pillage that are still very much part of the modern world. And then the third, of course, would be the Holocaust, the modern 20th century Nazi genocide that clearly condensed the killing machine into a few key years, industrialized it, mechanized it, systematized it. Well, the United Nations provides the treaty framework and an international infrastructure for stopping genocide. And I think it's crucial that we strengthen the United Nations and to further democratize it, so that it truly represents the peoples of the world and the countries of the world. Right now, the Security Council structure of the UN is still geared and biased towards the handful of very particularly wealthy and powerful countries, and so consequently, the United Nations can be easily manipulated by those countries. That has ramifications for being able to consistently intervene and stop genocide. So we need to figure out a way to democratize the United Nations, remove that distorting power of the Security Council, and then secondly, strengthen the capacity of the United Nations to really intervene through peacekeeping forces. And then I guess a third component would be we need to strengthen the International Criminal Court, which was created in 2002 by the Rome Statute. 122 countries have joined it, and the ICC is the mechanism by which a government or government leaders who have carried out crimes against humanity such as genocide could be prosecuted. And that's crucial to have an international court that can hold leaders accountable. That ties into the U.S. role. We are one of the outlier countries that refuses to join the ICC. So it's up to us as American citizens and residents to put pressure on our government, particularly the Obama administration, to sign the treaty and thereby join the court, and then on our senators to ratify that, so that we are part, along with 122 other countries, that accept that there needs to be a rule of law internationally. Additionally, for the United States, we need to require that our government stop participating in genocide. Consistently throughout the 20th century, our tax money has been used to arm and finance genocidal regimes throughout the world, such as Suharto in Indonesia, the Guatemalan military. We've played a very destructive role in Zaire and the Congo, among many other examples. So it's important for American citizens to not play the role of a good German and just say we don't know, but instead educate ourselves about the nature of American corporations and tax money at work in the larger world, particularly the third world, and start challenging how our tax money is being used to support genocidal and brutal regimes that favor corporate interests.